That's right. No one can take your place when you're in the AFA. This is the Week 12 AFA wrap-up. We're going to take a look at everything. Everybody will have played 11 games by the time we get through this. 5 to play, a lot of playoff stuff on the line, a lot of trades. We're headed to the trade deadline here before week 13 starts. Let's jump right into it. London went to Glasgow. London gets the victory 26-24. Glasgow thought they had them. They talked big all week. They had studied them 17-17 at halftime. Fourth quarter came and London kicks 3 field goals. And Glasgow gets a late Tyler Wilson to KJ Hamler, 35 seconds, just to get within 2. Of course, the onside kick didn't work. London, Trevor Simeon, 25-43, 321 yards, 1 touchdown. Tyler Wilson, former Frenzy, former American, former... he played somewhere else. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 304 yards. I think everybody this week threw for 300 yards, just so you know. Melvin Gordon held in check, only 1 touchdown on 40 yards. On the other side, Mohamed Ibrahim, 20 carries, 51 yards. Glasgow's pushing to trade Jared Patterson. They're looking for a back. I don't know if they have any assets. I don't know if they have any picks worth looking at this point. Thaddeus Moss, no touchdowns, but 10 catches, 126 yards. Alex Wesley had 1 touchdown here on 5 catches, 98 yards for the Highlanders. Brendan Eagles had 7 catches, 1 touchdown. 98 yards. Michael Jefferson, he also had, it was an 80-yard touchdown catch. He always comes up with a lot of big plays, but he doesn't play much. Glasgow now 5-6, terrible at home. This team, remember, they just relocated after coming out of the Dome in Detroit. Maybe this team was built for a Dome. But London snaps a 2-game win streak, and they win a tough one. This is a gritty one. This is a divisional rival, no doubt, in the future when we get back to divisions. But they win it 26-24, or 20. Yeah, they go to 8-3. New York went into Barcelona. Barcelona needed to win this game to stay alive, and New York gets the victory, 34-28. They're now 5-6. Barcelona drops to 4-7. There was a big trade after this went down. 34-28, 10 fourth quarter points for New York as Barcelona just laid down. Kyle Trask to Tyler Vaughn's 80 yards for the score. Trask 17 of 33 touchdowns, 1 pick. Blake Bortles 4 touchdowns. He was picked off twice. Both quarterbacks threw for over 400 yards. Rico Dowdle still continues to be effective. 19 carries, 74 yards. Tyler Vaughn's 203 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns, 6 catches. Xavier Weaver out of Illinois. He also had a touchdown catch. Monterey Baldwin, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 9 catches total. Jake Bobo coming back off of injury. He also had 9 catches. After this game, there was a very large trade that went down. 10 players, 2 picks. Barcelona trades Blake Bortles, Josh Jackson, Greg Dortch, center Cooper Mays, inside linebacker Kyle Van Noy to New York for a first-round pick. Carlton Johnson, the corner out of Fresno State, I believe, or San Jose State, one of the two. Center Joshua Gray, quarterback Dustin Crum, wide receiver Moritz Boehringer headed back to Europe, inside linebacker Jermaine Carter II. So 10 players, 1 pick. I don't know what to think of this trade. New York, with the victory at 5-6, they're definitely in the thick of things. Both of their corners had been hurt for like 4 weeks, and they finally get back. Levi Wallace and Damon Arnett. So that's going to be big. And now you add some depth or at least options with Van Noy, Bortles, and Trask. I mean, Bortles is probably a smidge better, but this time of year, it's always better to have two quarterbacks than no quarterbacks. And if you're sitting there with no quarterbacks right now, you're going to be whistling through the graveyard for the next 5 weeks, right? Don't want your season to end, without reserves everywhere. Washington went to Orlando. Orlando gets the victory, 34-27. They're now 7-4. Washington drops to 5-6, tied with New York at 5-6. 34-27. 17-13. Washington's on top at halftime, and then Orlando took control in the fourth quarter. C.J. Verdell, 10-yard touchdown run, and then Desmond Ridder, 73-yard scamper with 1:37 left to go in the game. C.J. Beathard comes back and throws a touchdown to Quentin Cephas. They get the 7 to tie it up at 27, and then C.J. Verdell went 59 yards from Desmond Ridder. Extra points good, 34-27, and Washington was done at that point with 1 second left to go in the game. That was a crazy ending. C.J. Beathard doesn't look bad. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He has a really nice QBR this year. Everybody threw for over 300 yards this week, so that doesn't really say a whole lot. Hasn't gotten much help or support from Kareem Hunt, 16 carries, 53 yards. Desmond Ridder, 18-24, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That part is great. Then he had 2 runs, 75 yards. One was 73, was the touchdown. The big news here is Philip Lindsay, who has had just a great season as the number 1. He goes down with injury here. He's out for the season. So it's going to be up to C.J. Verdell and Karan Higdon to take over. Dimitri Flowers might have to carry the ball as well. So Orlando gets this tiebreaker. They're at 7-4. But without Philip Lindsay, it'd be interesting to see if Orlando was making a play on a running back before the deadline, but I haven't heard anything. Columbus at Dublin. Dublin gets the victory, 23-9. They improved to 8-3. Columbus drops to 7-4. Wentz was back for this game. Thought that maybe that was going to make a difference, but I mean, they really didn't. They didn't do a whole lot in here. Wentz was 23 or 44, 1 interception, 281 yards. Cooper Rush, 256 yards, 21 of 35. So not a whole lot of throwing in here. Zach Moss went for 52 yards on 15 rushes. Abe Smith did go for 2 touchdowns, 101 yards and 24 carries. He is the key to this Dublin team winning in the playoffs. If Abe Smith is averaging 4.5 yards a carry and getting at least 1 rushing touchdown a game, this Dublin team is going to be tough in the playoffs. Donovan Peoples-Jones continues to light it up. 9 catches, 81 yards. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside broke the 100-yard plateau. 7 catches for him. Josh Gordon, 8 for 64. Again, not a whole lot of offense in here. So it was a defensive battle in the rain, and Dublin's good at that. Dublin gets that home field advantage in the rain. They're going to be very dangerous. Not a big home field advantage kind of league, but take that one seriously. Louisville went to Hartford, and Hartford pulls it out 29-27, up 16-7, up 23-7. Looked like Hartford was going to run away and hide, and then here come Louisville. Isaiah Bond from Thorson. Trey Regis, 82 yards from Thorson. Bachel did kick a 22-yarder in there, and I think he missed one in the fourth quarter as well. Whoop Filliard, 3-yard catch and run from Thorson. 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter for Thorson. Bachel kicked a 45-yarder with 6 seconds to go to win it. 7-4 for Hartford. They continue to play without Taylor Heineke. Brandon Silvers continues to step up. 23 of 31, 404 yards. Every quarterback threw for over 300. The fact that Thorson only threw for 222, Yeah, that's a little scary because everybody did throw for under 300, over 300, but he did have 3 touchdown passes. Trey Regis, 92 yards on 20 carries. Jalen Moore had a touchdown run. Spencer Brown found the end zone, 10 carries, 31 yards for him. Gus Edwards continues to be a bell cow, 21 carries, 102 yards. Whoop Fillier and Isaiah Bond, Trey Regis, all with those receiving touchdowns. Tristan Jackson, first game in Hartford after coming over in the Jonathan Adams Jr. trade, gets hurt. He's going to miss 2 weeks. Should be back for some kind of postseason run. 7 catches, 158 yards, 1 touchdown. So I know that was big for him. Welcome to Hartford, but then the injury didn't help anything. Birmingham went into Frankfurt. Frankfurt's on fire right now. Birmingham gave them a game. They're up 10-3 at half, up 13-10 going into the fourth. Birmingham just couldn't close it out. Frankfurt gets a field goal from Ben Souls, 30 yards. Brad Hawkins, 29-yard pick six. Isaiah Spiller came back and went 81 yards for a score. Michael Warren came back and did a touchdown. And Frankfurt gets the victory, 30-27. As the clock runs out, Ben Souls, 29-yard field goal. Big thing about a lot of these late game comebacks has to do with the squib kick. And I think we take out that squib kick or lessen the use. I know we're working on some playbook designs. So we get rid of that squib kick. I think that's going to change a lot of things. Carson Strong, 17 of 32, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. John Walford threw for 300 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, 23 of 37. Travion Williams, Frankfurt just picked him up from Portland as Portland was selling. 22 carries, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. Did fumble twice, though. Isaiah Spiller, 24 carries, 151 yards, 1 score. Michael Warren, the second, found the end zone for Frankfurt. Tight end Stephen Sullivan out of LSU continues to have a big year. He had 2 touchdowns in here. Marquez Callaway also picked up in that Portland trade. 6 catches, 98 yards for the Mock. They're now 6-5. Birmingham at 2-9. Memphis went to Dusseldorf, and Memphis gets the victory. The Eric King gets Dusseldorf on the board first with a touchdown throw to Emmanuel Hall. Jason Huntley came back and went 3 yards for a touchdown. Then Memphis climbed back into this game and took the lead 21-17 at halftime. By the time we got to the fourth quarter, Memphis was up 28-17. Billy Brown catches a 27-yard touchdown pass from De'Aaron King. 2-point conversion fails. Got them within 5. They couldn't get the onside kick. And Memphis runs out the clock. They're now 5-6. They're not out of it. Right there with New York and Washington. Looking to get in. Dusseldorf at 3-8. The season has faded away from them. De'Aaron King, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It just isn't the guy, right? Sam Hartman, 281 yards. That's light for him, even in a week where, especially in a week where everybody went for over 300 and some in 400. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 19 of 31. Donnell Pumphrey got hurt in here. I don't remember. He might just be like 4 games. But anyways, 19 carries. 58 yards, he found the end zone. Dylan Johnson from Washington, he found the end zone. Sammy Watkins still getting it done. 7 catches, 122 yards. Isaiah Williams and Dallin Holker, each with touchdown catches in here for the winners. Again, they're now 5-6. Dusseldorf drops to 3-8. In the craziest game of the week, Chicago went to Salt Lake City, and you would have thought they were both playing the pistol because this game got out of control in the fourth quarter, in the whole second half. Chicago's up 24-20 at halftime, right? And at that point, it wasn't too crazy. This was a real nice touchdown catch of O.J. Howard down and out on the left side, 21-yard pass from Bajan. Things looked really good. Everything was in good shape. Then J-Rob runs for a touchdown. Then Leonard Fournette comes back and goes 71 yards. Xavier Scott catches a touchdown pass from Flacco to end the third quarter. And that's when everything got crazy. 43 points in the fourth quarter. Flacco and Bajan combined for... Flacco had 3 touchdowns. Bajan had 2 just in the fourth quarter. Flacco hit a Hakeem Butler 30-yard pass with a minute 20 left to go to put it out of reach. Salt Lake City just couldn't get back in the game. Neither team was playing defense. 59-49. Chicago at 5-6, still on the outside looking in. They traded Stephon Gilmore to Columbus during the last day or two. Salt Lake City goes to 8-3. It's just, this was a crazy game. Flacco 32 of 47, 595 yards. They combined for over 1,000 yards. They combined for 11 touchdowns. Flacco threw 3 interceptions and he loses. Bajan didn't throw any interceptions and he loses. Flacco wins. J-Rob 12 of 57 and a touchdown. I heard he was on the block. Leonard Fournette 17 carries, 142 yards. Good for him. Hakeem Butler and Jake Weineke each with 2 touchdown catches. Both of them went almost. Hakeem Butler almost went for 200, and Weineke had 218. On the other side, Scary Terry 11 catches, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns. O.J. Howard and James Washington each with touchdown catches. Crazy game. Move on. Forget about it. Right. Portland went to Hawaii. Hawaii wins 30-18. They're now 10-1. Portland drops to 2-9. Whedon's back, and he threw for 408 yards, but they can't get the victory. Matt Barkley 3 touchdowns, 12 of 15, 347 yards. Josh Kelly only 21 yards on 20 carries, but he did have a touchdown. Wendell Smallwood, 20 carries, 62 yards. There's a guy that I would try to get on my team here at the deadline. Jonathan Adams Jr., welcome to Portland. He has a 32-yard touchdown catch in his first game with the Barons. Dax Raymond, 9 catches, 85 yards. Courtney Davis, 5 catches, 133 yards and a touchdown. Brashard Perryman, 2 catches, 67 yards and a touchdown. I mean, he just gets it done. Trick Griffin with 1 80-yard touchdown catch. Again, Sharks are now 10-1, and Portland drops to 2-9. San Diego went to St. Louis, and San Diego gets the victory, 41-21. They're now 7-4, and St. Louis is now 4-7. 28-7 at halftime. San Diego was just rolling through this game. Andrew Armstrong, C.J. Johnson, Kenny Yeboah, Derek Deese Jr., all with touchdown catches in here. Kenyon Drake, 13 carries, 37 yards. He did fumble. Cam Akers looked good, 30 carries, 122 yards and a score. Bailey Zappi, 22 of 28, 4 touchdowns. So Osweiler got hurt. Bray came off the bench. He got hurt. And then Slaughter got hurt. Combined for 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. St. Louis is on the way out, if you ask me. Albuquerque, I think they still have a chance. They get the victory. Tough game, 31-16 for a change. Somebody played spoiler on the spoiler San Jose Frenzy, who are now 7-4. Albuquerque 6-5. So it was 17-13 at halftime. 24-13 after the third. Albuquerque gets a late touchdown run, but it really wasn't in doubt. Albuquerque had this game in hand. Max Dugan, 15-23, 2 touchdown throws, was intercepted once. Josh Rosen threw 2 interceptions. Kind of a crazy game. If you ask me, San Jose just doesn't match up well physically with a Deontay Foreman type of running team. So this would be a team, if I was San Jose, I'd want to avoid in the playoffs for that very reason. Ronald Jones the second, 13 carries, 20 yards, didn't look that good. Tucker Kraft dropped 1 in the end zone, I thought, but 6 catches, 72 yards. Pharaoh Cooper and Charlie Taumau each with touchdown catches. Jawan Jennings, 7 catches, 104 yards. Nick Nash, this was an off week for him. 5 catches, 65 yards, and a score. I mean, what was he doing? Just joking. Tulsa went into Sacramento. They wanted to see if they could play with the big boys, and they did. They had them 38-17 at halftime, and Tulsa just let them back in the game. In the third quarter, Jack Podlesny kicked 2 field goals, made it 38-23, 15-point lead going into the fourth. You got this, right? No. Lawrence Woods goes 97 yards for a kickoff return for a touchdown. They get the 2-point conversion. They get the ball right back. Trayton Welch, 9 plays, 66 yards. Landry Jones, 2-yard touchdown pass to the big tight end. And they, things got scary there. And Sacramento comes back. Landry Jones with his second touchdown pass in the fourth quarter. This time to another tight end, Joshua Simon. And Tulsa then finally gets on the board. They woke back up, and McCord hits Jason Brownlee, 32 yards, but the 2-point conversion fails. They needed that. They needed that really badly. So instead, Landry Jones hits Joshua Simon for his second time in the fourth quarter with 2 seconds to go, and it is over. They had a big lead at halftime. They have a lead with 15 seconds to go, and they can't put it away. Tulsa down to 5-6. Sacramento 8-3, still staying alive without A.J. McCarron. Landry Jones 22 of 33, 4 touchdowns. Kyle McCord 5 touchdowns, 420 yards. Sean Tucker 113 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown, 23 carries. You can't fault him. Dalvin Cook 16 carries, 141 yards, 1 score. He did fumble once. Nelson Aguilar and Hayden Hurst were virtually unstoppable. Kenny Galladay also had touchdown catch. They couldn't get it done. Tight ends, 4 tight end catches, and they weren't short either. They were long. Vancouver went to San Antonio. San Antonio gets a victory. They're now 8-3. Vancouver drops to 1-10, 44-27. They were up 31-20 at halftime. A lot of points, and then the second half, just everything cooled off. Preston Williams, 8-yard touchdown pass from Jamison Winston. Zane Gonzalez kicks a 35-yarder. He kicked another one there at the end. Lil Jordan Humphrey, touchdown catch from Tyree Jackson. Again, 44-27, San Antonio with the victory. 3 touchdowns from Jameis Winston. Tyree Jackson with 3 touchdowns, but he was picked off once. Jamal Williams had a good game, 20 of 82. Meion Williams, 258 yards, 2 scores, 2 on 22 carries. I'm pretty sure he's your league leader right now. Brian Edwards, 10 catches, 191 yards, 2 scores. Preston Williams, 2 touchdown catches, 1 touchdown catch for Jake Brennenstool. So 44-27, and Whiskey Jacks now 1-10. San Antonio 8-3. Calgary went into Toronto. We expected Toronto to have a big game, and they did. They were up 37-3 at halftime. Calgary scored 28 points pretty much on prevent in the second half. They also scored with 3 seconds left to go in the game just to get within 23 points of Toronto. So Toronto, big game, 7-4. Calgary drops to 0-11. Bryce Perkins, another loss. He's like Spencer Rattler from last year, right? 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 429 yards. Chad Kelly, 29 of 45, 490 yards, 5 touchdown passes. Raquel Armstead not getting it done. 13 carries, 40 yards. He had a touchdown, though. Jordan Howard continues to rack up touchdowns. He only had 31 yards on 20 carries. Jazz Ferguson, 2 more touchdowns. This guy he is so awesome. You can't stop him. 199 yards, 8 catches. Xavier Restrepo with touchdown catch. Tyler Harrell had 2 touchdown catches. Deontay Yelder, Anthony Schwartz, and Josh Harper all with touchdown catches in here for the Tundra. They improved to 7-4, looking good moving forward into the postseason. So let's take a real quick look at Week 13. Then we'll look at the standings. Calgary goes to Dusseldorf. Maybe Calgary gets one here. This is where they could steal one for sure. Toronto goes to Memphis. Memphis has got to win. This is a big game. We'll see if they can play what Toronto can do with Memphis. Could be a high-scoring game between Chad Kelly and Sam Hartman. San Antonio goes to Birmingham. Could be a trap. We'll see if Jameis Winston stubs his toe. Vancouver goes to Frankfurt. Frankfurt's a bit of a roll right now. We'll see if they can keep it up. Sacramento goes to Louisville. I think Louisville they got to turn it around. Thorson has not been bad, but Sacramento has been really sharp. This is a statement game for Sacramento, I think. Tulsa got to bounce back off that heartbreaker. They go to Hartford. Hartford with, Brandon Silvers up against Kyle McCord. I wouldn't be surprised if Tulsa wins here. They need this a little more than Hartford does. San Jose goes to Columbus. Both teams 7-4. That's a really good game. Wentz against Josh Rosen, two malcontents. Albuquerque goes to Dublin. Tough to win in Dublin. We'll see if Donta Foreman can run on these boys. Dublin's got a nice little defense. Probably jinxing them right now, but we'll see. St. Louis goes to Washington. I think Washington needs that game a little more. Two more 7-4 teams match up. San Diego goes to Orlando. That's a real nice game, if you ask me. Orlando, going to see what they can do without Philip Lindsay. Hawaii goes to New York. New York's in a must-win situation. Maybe not must win, could win, but at 5-6 they get a whole lot of new faces. Hawaii 10-1. We'll see what they can do. That's an interesting game. Portland goes to Barcelona. Both teams have given up. Chicago goes to Glasgow. Both teams. Chicago, I know they traded Gilmore, but this team could still win. J-Rob Flacco's still there. We're going to see what Glasgow can do with the Demons. Timmy, he's always playing scientist. We'll see if he can turn this Highlanders team around. They've been terrible at home. I don't know what's that all about. Salt Lake City goes to London. That's a real good game. Game of the week, Comets and the Reapers. The last two American Bowl winners. Reapers in 2024 and Salt Lake City in 2023. So that's interesting. Standings. Let's take a look at the standings over in the Stars Conference. You got London and Dublin at 8-3. Right on their heels, you got Columbus, you got Orlando, Hartford. So there's 5 teams that are in at the moment. 2 more. Well, Frankfurt's one of them. And then you got Glasgow, Washington, Memphis, New York fighting it out for the last playoff spot. Frankfurt in a real good spot right now, also on a 3-game win streak. Hartford on a 3-game win streak. Right now, your number one would be Dublin on a 6-game win streak. So, Jeff Cheney, I just jinxed you. You can use that if you lose this week. Turning our attention over to the Stripes, Hawaii 10-1, San Antonio and Sacramento at 8-3. You got Toronto at 7-4. You got Albuquerque. Oh, it's not by wins. Hold on, or let me know by percentage. All right, Hawaii at 10-1. You got because I was like, where's Sacramento or Salt Lake City? Hawaii at 10-1, Sacramento at 8-3. San Antonio and Salt Lake City also at 8-3. You got Toronto, San Jose, and San Diego at 7-4. That's your playoffs. Albuquerque's on the outside looking in. They just played spoiler to San Jose. That gets Albuquerque tied up with San Jose. They get the tiebreaker. So Albuquerque's still not out of it. Maybe not in the best seat, but they're not out of it. And if Toronto or San Jose or San Diego stubs their toe, Albuquerque's going to be right there. Chicago, I think this offense has still got a big push. Tulsa, I wouldn't count them out either. So you got these 3 teams right here looking to play spoiler with San Diego, San Jose, and Toronto. So we'll see how it gets done. I'm sure I wouldn't want to be 5-6, but you're in a really good position, I think. I want to see that win streak on this division. It goes, well, of course, Hawaii. They lost to San Antonio and haven't lost since. San Antonio, 3 games in a row. Sacramento, Toronto, and Albuquerque each with 2. League leaders, I'm going to spare you the a lot of this. You've already seen them. You get the emails. Yards, Sam Hartman in front, touchdown passes, Sam Hartman in front, C.J. Beathard, Chad Kelly, Trevor Siemian, and Joe Flacco right behind him with 29. Rushing leader right now, Meon Williams out in front, Gus Edwards, 100 and some behind him, Foreman, Fournette, and Hunt. I'd like to see Hunt do a little better than 2 touchdowns. That's kind of embarrassing. Jordan Howard with 11 touchdowns for the Tundra. Then you got Gus Edwards and Leonard Fournette each with 10. Jake Weineke, 109 catches, 1,738 yards. I think the single season yard mark is in trouble. He's only averaging 15.9 yards a catch, but he catches 10 balls a game. So Nick Nash, 90 catches, 1,259 yards, 10 touchdowns. This rookie is taking the Rookie of the Year race by the horns right now. Jawan Jennings, 86 catches. Jazz Ferguson, 84. This is the one guy Calgary can get excited about, right? So that was the look at some of the stats. I know I X'd out of there a little quick. But anyways, we're going to take you out of here with a little more football. And I'll flip through some things, but I'm done talking for today. And good luck in week 13. 5 weeks to play. Joe Flacco, Offensive Player of the Week, 32 of 47, 595 yards, 7 touchdowns. He also carried the ball 3 times for 0 yards. Brad Hawkins with pick 6, 3 tackles. Also, big shout out to Desmond Ridder, 18 of 24, 291 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also ran for a touchdown, 75 yards. And a shout out to defensive player Marquise Alexander, 2 interceptions, 5 tackles. So I just wanted to have a look at that. Your yearly awards, Sam Hartman in front on the MVP, Chad Kelly, Desmond Ridder, Joe Flacco. I don't know if I buy any of that right at the moment. To be determined defensive player of the year, Mackenzie Alexander, I don't think so. Justin Kelly, no. Bradley Roby, I know he's got bunch of interceptions, right? 6, yeah. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Kyle McCord, Nash. I think it's between those two. Actually, also you can add, I don't see him on here, but you can add Jared Ivey. I think he's got like 12 TFLs. So anyways, I'll take you back on out of here, and we'll good luck the rest of the way. Thank you.